Hey, what's up? It's me. Welcome to the Unmitigated Truth. It's your host, Greg Merriweather. And man, it's let me just say, it's an interesting start. Yesterday was a little different. Had a lot of stuff going on yesterday. A lot of people that was upset, angry, talking crazy. I probably ain't been cussed out by a young person. Probably, I don't think I've been cussed out by a young person in my life, but yesterday was definitely a day for that. Um, I've been having a lot of conversation about Martin University, what's going on with Martin University, um, how I feel about, a lot of the things that have been going on with the school. And so at this point, I'm like, you know, uh, I guess we need to talk about it because, without me, with me just having my own commentary, it's like at some point I'm looking and I'm saying, you know, who do we need to talk to? What do I need to talk about? Because I'm generally concerned, especially when I, saw what I saw the other day. And it wasn't a matter of me saying, something uh, about the event per se. It was just me looking at it from a repurposing perspective. But but we're gonna talk about it. So today, man, I invited my brother Dwight McGill on today. He is the president of the Alumni Board from Martin University. We're gonna chop it up. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get to the bottom of it. Because when it's all said and done, we have to be the example. We have to show people that some things are worthy of conversation, and and we can agree to disagree at the end of the day. But we got to have these types of conversations. So without further ado, man, I'm gonna bring on my brother Dwight McGill, and we're gonna chop it up. My brother.
Hey, what's up, sir? How you doing?
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
Man, I'm blessed, man. I'm
Yeah,
blessed.
can't
Yes, sir.
complain.
Never complain about my life, man.
Yeah, man. So on real, I'm just like we've had you and I have talked, and when we've had conversations,
Right.
and when it's all said and done, I think that I've been one who has been really vocal. I ain't no secret to that. I've been vocal, and we've talked about a lot of things on and off, But when it's all said and done, we've had even if we disagree, we've talked about it. I can say that.
Right.
I can say
Correct.
that.
Right.
So I want to just really tackle it. Let's talk about it, and let's see where we stand. So you've heard a lot of what I've said.
Correct. Yes.
So I'm like, for me, give me your thoughts.
Well, anything that you just said that I took, I never take anything personal you said, because I always told you, I think you tell the truth on a lot of things. People just hate the delivery. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Even at the event Saturday night, your view and your perspective was, that's yours. And I don't think it was anything wrong or negative to say when it came to the individuals that helped me along the way with the event. It's just, again, I was shocked. I even reached out to you personally, like, what's going on now? Because, I don't know. I'm not, on social media every second of the day, but I see a lot of stuff that was said. I'm like, well,
Mm-hmm.
why bad for his point of view? Like I said, the
Sure.
event, and I believe that what you said at first was a positive thing when it came to the event. It was just the way, I guess, people took it, that
Sure.
had nothing to do with the event or the university whatsoever,
Yeah. So when I look at Martin University,
man.
I'm looking at it from a perspective of what the mission was. And Boniface Harden had a mission that I don't know if a lot of people know what the mission was. But when I look at it, I'm like, the mission of Martin University was to be Indiana's only predominantly Black institution of higher education, dedicated to educating and developing diverse workforce-ready students in an inclusive, supportive, and collegiate environment. its core values emphasize excellence, opportunity, transformation, innovation, collaboration, and servant leadership. So when I look at this, I'm saying, what part of that at this stage is being upheld, especially when we see the school, y'all say it's not closed. The board that the school is closed. The news say that the school is closed. They say that things are being liquidated and sold. And then, but we look, and as a community, we look and we say, all right, so now you're partying in the school. My thing is, how does it uphold the mission of Boniface Hardin if we look and see what we saw the other day?
Well, it's a couple of things. So the university itself, and like I told you, we talked before about this. The university is closed for its classes. And I told you, because I think you said something about the lights are being on. The lights are on because business still has to be done. The Indiana Department of Education, the Higher Learning Commission, and the Department of Education request a lot of things. All documents from transcripts to individuals that were still seeking their degree, all that stuff must be entered in, scanned in, and stuff like that. So, you still have individuals that still go to university and work. I myself, I told you, I own a security company, so I still provide security for the university pro bono for events, because it's a lot of stuff up there. There's a lot of conferences that still are still scheduled. So that the business part is still there. The classes has stopped.
So here's my question though: if the business is still working, then the board is still working. And my question is, if the business and the board are still working, how is it that there's no conversation, there's no transparency, there's nothing that says all these things are still working? Who's getting paid? And if they still have a payroll, who's running payroll? Who is running payroll? What about the people who did not get paid? What about the people who had all these questions? What about the students who said that they basically didn't have the opportunity to transfer? What about the people who wanted to graduate? So if you're telling me that this thing is functioning as a business, the business is school. And if it's functioning, tell us, how are we supposed to believe that why would we believe it's functioning? And if it is functioning, what are they doing?
So, and that's it, Greg, that's the problem I've been having. So this is my second term as president of the Alumni Association. And this, the first term was pretty smooth because transparency was somewhat there when it came to the acting president was Sean Huddleston. I never had communication with the board or trustees, and that's the problem. And still today, I still don't have any contact with the board of trustees. So, in the individuals I do communicate when it comes to the university are upfront and honest with me. So the bills are being paid. I mean, someone made a smart comment.
But with what? That's the question. With what? Because we were told there was no money.
Well, see, the thing is, like I'm being told, and again, these are all, this is not coming from the board of trustees because they will not talk to me. Talking to the interim president, Felicia Brokaw, like she still is getting bitten pieces of certain things. Like I was told, be honest, I was told that they had a grant to pay the employees that haven't been paid. I'm not sure where they at on that. Some of the employees that went on for other jobs, but the ones I still know that are still working, I'm not sure if they're getting paid still today, but I know that they're still working. And I know the interim president is doing it pro bono also. Now, again, I'm not sure where the whole, because everything that you get, I get, and I get it from the media as well. Because again, the board of trustees, and I sent you the receipts before. I showed you my documentation. They would not talk to me whatsoever. I'm not sure what they're afraid of.
Why would Felicia Brokaw operate in a business that where the board says it's closed and operate pro bono? Like, well, I'm not understanding her role, because if she actually has no power, she's operating in a business that does not function. There's no students. And even if let's just say, because we're gonna get to the event, but if there are people that need to be paid, then or honoring people, it seems as if she's running her own thing. It seems like she's running a rogue operation, because it's like she's the interim president of a university where the board says it's closed, and then they also said that they're liquidating assets in order to pay debt.
Right.
So I'm like, what's her role?
And again, Greg, that's everything that you stated is coming from the media. We have not really technically heard from the board outside of, like they say, press releases that they sent. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't even know if Greg Perkins is the one that even putting that stuff out. But when I sat down with the interim president, Felicia Brokaw, she told me off top, I'm the only one on that board of directors. At the time, she was on the board of trustees that's retired. And then when she took the position, she stated that she didn't know that she was coming in to close the university. She thought she was coming in to actually, the next semester, because she came in December, and then when she came in, she got the message from Greg Perkins that we're going to cease operation temporarily. I mean, because it's being worded so many things. Because she says, when she told me, she's like, it's going to be cease operations. And so the problem still is that the trustee holds all the power.
Facts.
But for some odd reason, the trustee is still taking care of the business. And I was told, this is Dr. White. Dr. White, was the president when I graduated. He told me this is the most executive that this board has ever seen. If you go through the board of directors, the board of trustees, there are CEOs, attorneys, doctors. These are the most executive. You don't have just the basic individual Joe Blow that has a degree, or a person that's a community activist such as yourself. You don't have them people on the board of trustees. So when they took over the board of trustees, it seemed like to me they took over and seen something and they just monopolizing off of it.
So I got a few comments on here. One of my brothers, Steve-O, he says the bills are paid, but not the people, ? And he says, and can we speak on what is sure? Because when it's all said and done, a lot of people are looking and they're saying, okay, this is real sketchy. And again, we go back to the interim president and we look at the bills, the debts, the liquidation, the whole nine. I'm like, I would love to sit down and say, sister, what are you doing? Because here's what it sounds like to me. This is just me being 100% honest. It sounds like y'all are connected to her. And she is allowing you all as her people to utilize the school in a way that probably the board probably would say no. Because if I were on that board, I would stop all actions simply because I'm like, we owe too many people. And if we owe people, then can't nobody do nothing. Right. And we'll deal with our debtors the way we have to deal with our debtors. We could bankrupt this if we really want to play the game. But when I'm looking at this, I'm like, she's operating, to me, roguely. She's operating as a rogue agent because she really has no role, because she's not answering to the board. She's actually walking into the school and doing whatever the hell she wants to do. And at that point, she's like, y'all want to have a party? And then y'all say, that's our girl because she's an alum too. But therefore, she's like, let them come on in. And everybody in the community is looking at y'all and saying, where the money going? That's a big question.
And so again, I don't know for a fact that they have not been paid. I was told from a previous employee that they were supposed to receive a grant to pay the rest of the staff. Because we had the Alumni Association had a drive to actually pay the employees. So that drive kind of halted because we was told about this grant. So why would I ask for money to help pay employees when I was told that this grant was coming? And another point is this, Joji. We look at, everyone look at it as the event that happened Saturday. Again, there are individuals that still use the university today for meetings. The university was just it was open more also for other things. Like the Divine Nine was using the university for meetings. Other companies, the Red Cross has an office in the university. Stuff like
Mhm.
that. It's still,
Yeah.
the operation is still going on. Again, like if yesterday wasn't President Day, I'm pretty sure someone would have been in the office working. I mean, someone might be there today. I would be
So
up there myself Wednesday.
so
So the
what we
university.
want to know is if bills can be paid. If bills can be paid, then the story that we're getting collectively, let me say this, two stories.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna say this. So there are three things going on. If bills can be paid, then the former employees could be paid. Let me run with it.
Mm-hmm.
If there was a grant to pay the former employees, then, and you all knew this, then there was no need for you all to create a page to collect $40,000 to pay them. So when we look at this, it's a lot of movement going on, and we look at it, we saying, okay, so you saying that they figured out how to pay the employees. Okay, then did y'all kill the page where y'all was trying to collect 40 grand to pay the employees? And then at the same time, if you're gonna do something in the school, everybody that's utilizing the school should be looking at the bills of the school and making some sound decisions to say, I'm not gonna use this school and keep incurring debt. At some point, I need to stop and figure out, okay, how do we figure this out so that we can stop incurring debt? At some point, you got to stop the bleeding. If it's closed, it's closed. Let it be closed. Because right now, here's what I think. I think
Mm-hmm.
you all are losing a lot of ground because a lot of people are looking at a lot of things that are contradictive to the university. And we're asking questions and we're saying it's a lot of moving and shaking going on for a place that's supposed to be closed. And ain't nobody being real enough with us to say this is what's real. And honestly, McGill, it looks like you only have the answers on your half.
Yeah, again, so the university, far as school wise, is closed, right? And again,
Mm-hmm.
the problem is for everyone that has these complaints to say, even before you even start going, everything that was going on, no one seemed to care. Even when the governor pulled the funding, um, it lasted for about a month and it was over with.
Sure.
Um, and
But Sean Huddleston said that y'all didn't need that funding.
no, the board,
But
Perkins
we
is
remember the president's getting out there in a statement.
no Perkins. So mind you, Sean Huddleston still today still never addressed the funding. Joseph
Okay.
Perkins, Joseph Perkins, because if my memory serves correct, Sean was out the country. Joseph Perkins, the chairman of the board, made a statement saying that we don't uh, we don't need the fundings.
Quite interesting.
Which
Sean was out the country.
I mean, again, everything that you're saying is correct. Now, again, my thing is this: when it comes to the events, when it comes to the conferences, when it comes to the rental of the people who rent out office spaces of the university, uh, again, I don't even know if the grant is being given out or paid to the employees.
How do they rent it? Tell me how they rent it. Give us the process. So who do they talk? Who do they talk to? Who did y'all talk to have to rent the university?
Well, it's different for me because of who I am. So if I myself have a scholarship, the Jonathan Hartwell scholarship that I give, I give to Martin students on the behalf of one of my fraternity brother, Jonathan Hartwell.
Okay.
I do, and if you look at my history, I do every Valentine's for the last 4 years. I do the Valentine's event, and I also do the event when I brought Trick Fontaine here. That goes to my scholarship. Everything I do, it goes to my scholarship. Now, like my scholarship now is to help students from Martin who are transferring to other university that may not have the funding to finish their last semester or what have you not. That's where my money goes to with my scholarship. Now, if you want to rent out for anything, a conference, a quote unquote party, a gathering, you will go to the person that's in charge. You will email the person that's in charge of facilities and rentals. Now, if you're wanting to, like Cornerstone was rented out Martin University for at least a couple of years before they got their facility. You will go through the finance department, MOU with the president, stuff like that. It's a possibility. Like I said, the Red Cross is inside of Martin University. They have an office inside of Martin University. There's a lot of things, a lot of people that are partnered up with Martin University at the time when everything was operational. So even so, if you want to shut the doors and lock the door, you still got to get them people enough ample time to come out and get their stuff together and get out. Like again, the board of trustees just said F everything. Period. I mean, it's nothing I can do. There's nothing I don't like going on live. I don't like going to the TVs and stuff like that. Because I like to work. That's why people don't see me like they see my vice president. But
so here's what I got from the comment section.
Okay.
There is nobody there sending transcripts. Was told to call the number. I know for sure because my daughter needed hers, and we had to get a lawyer involved, and the University of Indy president is helping. Hold on, is helping. You're protecting something that you need to be careful with and get information. So they're saying that there's nobody there. There's nobody actually there handling business.
So G, again, I'm not going to protect anything because you know how I am. So check this out. If you are a student at Martin University, not a parent, a student, they can go, like I can go right now to my student portal, which still exists, and request transcripts. Just go to your that's the problem. What I was upset with, because first of all, Martin University did not do a teach out. A teach out, they're probably supposed to do that. Second of all, the communication that they had with the students is horrible. They didn't do none of this stuff because again, why would I do anything if y'all just telling me I'm fired and I'm not getting paid? But my first thought is the students. If you do have a couple of professors that cares, but if you're a student, a current student, or even a former alumni, you still got access to your portal, and there's a spot where you can actually go in there and request your transcripts. And that's the thing where even if you go to another university, the university can request the transcripts through the higher learning, through the Indiana Department of Education. Greg, you cannot go and ask for transcripts for me on my behalf. You cannot do it, Greg. You cannot.
No, I cannot.
You cannot go log into my portal and submit, try to get paperwork because you gotta have my password. So for the parent, it's impossible, Mom. That it's impossible. That student must go into their portal and request the transcripts. Now, if you want to call up to the university, yeah, you might not get that person that day.
So great point just made. The student portal is not an official transcript because they need the one with the seal. So if there's no one with a seal, if there's no one there to give you the true transcript, the one with the seal, because actually that true one has to be put in that envelope and sealed.
And sealed.
So we look, and if there's nobody there to do that, then how are we functioning in that?
So, but the thing that she stated was she was trying to go to the University of Indianapolis. So since University of Indianapolis is an accredited university, they can request it from the Higher Learning Commission in the Department of Correction, and it don't have to be sealed. Now, if you're like, for instance, I'll tell you right now, I'm a Martin University alumni. I have my master's and undergrads from Martin. As of last year, when the university was still open, I would not be able to go up there and get this sealed because Martin went to total online. So you would have to go and online and request it, and they would mail you a certified transcript. That was even in 2025 before the shutdown.
Okay.
That's what they was doing to make everything paperless. So
can you see the comments on here?
No, I'm not even sure where they at.
Okay. They're on Facebook Live, but nonetheless. So a lot of people are not happy. They're like, stop the cat.
I'm not happy. Again, Greg, let your viewers know that you and I talk a lot.
We have talked. We have sat down and talked.
We have sat down and talked. So I'm not happy, and I don't get paid whatsoever from the university. My position, I was elected free of charge, nothing whatsoever. I don't get paid at all. They're mad. What you think how I feel? I had fraternity brothers I personally put in there to finish up to get their masters. I had individuals personally. I said, go to Martin. They take advantage of this PLA program. Get your degree. Let's go. And they're all.
Have y'all shut down y'all's page? Have y'all shut down y'all? If y'all got a grant or something coming to pay the employees, have y'all shut that page down?
Who's y'all?
The alumni board, because there was a GoFundMe, something like a GoFundMe page.
Yeah, we had a fundraiser where I think we got like $50. So we did 50. That before.
I saw the 50. So
we did, so that correct.
Means, so you haven't shut the page down yet.
I'm not
sure.
I
shut that page down if y'all supposed to get a grant.
Yeah. I gotta ask the treasurer. We didn't get the grant. The university's supposed to get the grant. Let's put it that way. The alumni did not get no grant. But that's why we haven't been publicizing it, because again, why would we take money from individuals that donate into us to give to the university when the university told us, well, basically the interim president supposedly received a grant to pay the employees. So stop. We're not going to promote this no more. Why? The Alumni Association doesn't need the money from everyone.
That was one of my concerns, because I said if the alumni, here was my concern. I said, if the alumni board had collected funds to pay the employees, who were they paying them as? Because here's the other part. Because if you all paid them as yourselves, they could still say that the university hadn't paid them. Correct. So they could have dipped twice. So I said, this is a conflict of interest, because at some point you all can't pay them. Well, they still didn't get paid by the university.
Right. What we would do was, per the attorney, we would have to go to the interim president, get a contract made that this money will be going towards fundraising. I mean, the money that we raise will go towards payroll specifically. Because again, we have donors that would love to support the university to even get the university up and running right now, but they don't want to give to that university. Like you said before, why would I give a university that mishandled money, that's properly show that they can care less about, everything? Why would I give money to this board of trustees? The board of trustees control everything. They are the dictators, the presidents. They are everything. The alumni. I have no say so whatsoever in anything that goes on in Martin University whatsoever when it comes to business. And that's the problem.
So let's transition. So February 14th, you all have Love Jones Cafe.
Love Jones Experience.
Yeah. To come into Martin University, you got all this, you got singers, you got all this going on in the university. Give us the process and why and how that event came to be, and why, out of all the other debt that's incurred, all the other things going on, how did this event still stay on the table, and with all the other stuff that's going on? That's a big concern.
So on Martin University calendar, Donovan Hartwell Scholarship has Valentine's Day weekend. So next year, 2027, 2028, Donovan Hartwell is already slated for that day. And the same thing as Danielle's Evolve. It's the week after mine, so to speak. So when the university announced its closing, the university sent out an email to everybody that was on the calendar and said that we would still honor any event, any whatever that you may have had on the calendar. We would still honor that, period. Because again, the university closed towards the teaching process. The education part is shut down. The university is not. Just like you said, how's the lights being turned? How's the lights being paid? How is the heat on? You gotta forget. You guys forget too. I keep trying to tell you that these executives that's on the trustees. You got Joseph Perkin, who is the attorney for Citizen Energy Group. You think he's going to cut the the gas off on the business that he's trying to probably sell or ponder off or whatever, he's not going to do that. I'm speculating. I mean, I'm just throwing his name out there because he won't talk to me. So why not go on Greg's show and call him out again? But that's how things happen. Again, there are multiple events that are still slated on the calendar for Martin University. How do I know? Because I still provide security for the university, extra security. Now, all the security, because the securities all have been fired. So now I still provide security for those events that's scheduled for Martin University. Would I give you the date?
It just seems wild, man, that they are still, it's like this is just me. And it might be some of the people who are watching. It just seems wild that people are so involved in this university to the degree where everything is moving and it's pro bono. It doesn't make sense for me to give all my time and talent for free. It's like, okay, at some point, there's got to be some money somewhere. In my opinion, there's got to be some money somewhere. If I'm going to put security, I'm still going to have events. I'm still going to turn on lights. I'm still going to set stages. I'm still going to get set up with all this kind of stuff. I got to set up tables. I got to get all these people in there. I got to clean up when they gone, all this kind of stuff. So I'm like, something got to be shaking.
Some of that money is also already paid out. So again, as far as I'm aware of, only people that are working pro bono is myself as security, and Felicia Brokoff, which is the interim president. We're the only two that I know for a fact. I'm not sure about the other employees that are up there working as far as the transcripts, scanning that stuff into to the computers. I'm not really sure. I can't answer them. I can't answer for them. I know it's only like 2 or 3. I can say that for a fact. It's only like 2 or 3 people that's still working.
Okay, so let's go through this really quickly, and then we're gonna get back to the Love Jones. So here's my question. It says, so here's some of my thoughts. What happened to Martin universities? First, it says financial. I said financial and enrollment struggles. Despite its strong mission, Martin struggled for years with declining enrollment, rising costs, and chronic financial instability. Okay, student enrollment fell sharply over time from nearly 1,000 students in 2010 to just a few hundred by 2023. The institution did not have a significant endowment, meaning it couldn't rely on investment income to offset low tuition revenue. And then many students couldn't afford tuition, leading the university to depend heavily on grants, government support, and philanthropy, which they weren't getting. So then you had a pause and closure in 2025. In 2025, in December, the Board of Trustees voted to pause operations at the end of the semester due to financial challenges and low enrollment. And then shortly after, the university voluntarily gave up its accreditation with a higher learning commission, meaning it could no longer access federal student aid, a critical source for funding. Nearly all the staff were laid off. All efforts began to help students transfer to other local universities to complete their degrees. And then the board later confirmed that the institution is closing its doors permanently by the end of 2025 because the financial model without an endowment or stable funding was unsustainable. So when I look at all these things have taken place, and then I think about the mission of the school, and I'm thinking about an interim president, and then I'm thinking about the alumni board, and I'm thinking about all the other stuff that's going on in there. I'm like, at some point, somebody somewhere has to say, I love the university enough to stop, in my opinion. What's your thought?
Well, the alumni love the university enough to not stop. And, and again, Greg, I have showed you emails. I have showed you things that we have tried to do. I do believe that the Board of Trustees had it in their minds to stop Martin University in 2025. I do believe this. Now, let's be real. When Dr. White was there, university was in trouble then. Dr. White came through and saved their accreditation. Enrollment was still low. It was probably 700. And when he left, Sean Hullist only had one job, and that was to boost enrollment. That was it. Granted, he did have COVID, He missed the opportunity to go 100% online after COVID because he was that guy that's so hard struck on this is what I want to do. This is what it's going to be. You missed the opportunity to go 100% online. That would have saved us. Number two, he went through a data breach. That right there would have shut us down. That could have shut us down. Eli Lilly stepped in and helped Martin University during the data breach. But you still only had one job, enrollment. He failed that. So the thing is, when the board of trustees,
do you think he failed as an individual, or do you think you all failed that collectively? Because I think it's collective.
No, I'm gonna tell you
why I think it's collective really quickly. I think it's collective because if you all can pack it out with people to party, then y'all should be able to pack it out to get people to go to the school.
And so, correct. So remember, I mean, go back to the emails. And like I said, I showed you the emails. We were told as an alumni that we need to boost enrollment up. We need to get enrollment to this mark. We went out there, we did that drive, we did the initiative. We got that enrollment to that mark. And I showed you the email. Congratulations, you guys did it, this and that. This is coming from the university registrar. Congratulations, you guys did it. We did this, we did that. All along, it was a false number. Sean gave us a false number. When we met with Sean Huddleston, it was a false number. If you would have gave us the true number, we probably would have excelled that number too. It's nothing wrong with asking for help. You asking individuals that are educators, that have doctorate degrees, individuals that teaches at other universities that are alumni that can help actually recruit for this university. We hit the number. I guess they thought we was playing when we said we're going to hit this number. Because remember, I told you the university was talking about merging before with your alma mater. They was talking about merging with Marian University. So we said we do not want to merge with Marian University. Why? Why should we do that for Marian University to come and take over Martin University? What do we have to do? Well, we need this many students.
So Breon Dupree said, when a company files bankruptcy or announces a closing, operations may not immediately cease, especially if contracts have been signed for facility use. Truly understand it. The building and university are separate. Truly understand it. Utility bills are still due, aren't they? Yes. Closed academically doesn't mean condemned physically. We agree 100%.
Yes.
My problem is this. You're picking. It looks as if you are cherry picking who gets paid, and also cherry picking who has access. And those people who have access are actually insiders. And those insiders are actually being able to make money because the school is closed technically, but the facility is still there. Because I'm telling you, this is just me, McGill. I would give my money. You see this? I would give, if this one was closing and I had something going on, I'd give my money to it. I wouldn't make no money. I'd be like, listen, this is my alma mater. If Washington High School got an issue, I'm going to put mine up because I'm like, I care more about the school being open than me making some bread.
To that point, my thing is I'm going to be realistic right there. I'm going to give my money to the former Martin students because I already have a president of the board of trustees telling me that he don't care nothing about the university. He don't care nothing that I have to say or any other alum. That's why he won't meet with us. He don't even care about the black legislator that reached out to him. He don't care about Andre Carson's office that reached out to him. He doesn't care. So if you have a person that arrogant and that cockiness to say, we don't care, the man said this, and I quote, my position on the board of trustees is solely voluntarily, but I would not step down. Why not? You have a hidden agenda. You have a hidden agenda. You won't step down from a position that you voluntarily from.
Okay. So Brian Dupree said, would folks be upset if church services were being held there instead of party? I would feel the same way. I think that when it's all said and done, I'm doing my level best. This is Greg Merriweather. I'm doing my level best to minimize costs. Because somebody got to be looking at this and saying, okay, what are the costs? If I have to look at this school from a fiscal perspective, and I'm telling, and again, we got to go by, y'all got to look at what we get. Because the media said that y'all selling stuff. They said they are liquidating the assets of the school in order to pay debt.
And can nobody find that list right now? We can't. Martin owned probably 75% of the properties over in that area,
Okay.
and there's no houses up for list. Um, but I know for a fact. I'm gonna tell you this for a fact. The the board of trustees, they want to sell Martin University properties. I know this 100%, man. They want to sell the property. What do they get out of it? I have no idea. What does that local councilman get out of it? I have no idea. What does the city get out of it? I have no idea. But I
Yeah.
know for a fact they're trying to sell that university.
I can understand it. I can almost see that.
Yeah.
So let's get back to the party. So you
Mm-hmm.
had a group of individuals. They come in there. They use the building. I say something because of their optics.
Right.
I see the picture. I see Brother Boniface holding his chest, and it looked like
Yeah.
he's looking down on the crowd, like, Lord have mercy. It looked like he was Moses on top of the mountain looking down, and the children of Israel had started partying like rock stars. And all of a sudden, I put that optic. Listen, this ain't AI. This
I
was a
saw it.
real optic. And
I saw it.
all hell broke loose. Okay. So then you get a group of people who come into this institution who probably know nothing about this institution, who basically say F this institution because one of the guys went on a post and wrote out with the old, in with the new. My question to you is, as a person who collaborated with them, as a person who said, that's my school, I love it dearly, so on and so forth, what is your thought behind that?
So, first of all, I just became social media friends with the young man this morning. I don't know who the young man is. I met him Saturday night. He was the one taking pictures. I didn't know who he was. So the individuals that I reached out to, because originally, let me go back. When we brought Trip Fontaine in July, that event that I had Greg Merriweather speak with at Martin University, we was going to bring Trip Fontaine back for Valentine's Day because we was just going to do a poetry event. I was told to reach out to the Love Jones Cafe because I want to do the Love Jones experience. They already do the exact same thing. They bring in poetry and anything that you see that I'm affiliated with the Donovan Hartwell. I'm gonna always have Bashiri. That's our fraternity brother. I always have Bashiri. So that's how you know that Donovan Hartwell was part of that event. Again, when I didn't know nothing about the comment that the young man put up because I don't know who he is. I don't follow him or anything like that. Until you tagged me and said, "Hell, this has nothing to do with you, Danielle, or the senior DeWitt." And so I went to go read it. And I'm like, what was that about? Because I don't understand out with the O and with the. I don't understand that statement. I don't understand what he was saying. I don't understand anything that the young man put up because it doesn't make sense to me. To me. Now, let's be real. If anyone came to the Love Jones experience, Martin University was mentioned so many times on the through the host because you are at this historic place in my eyes, and I let them know that please mention my university. This is where you're at. Period. So it was mentioned numerous of times. Now I don't know that man. I'm not going to defend his statement or your statement because
I think this is just me. I think that any person who is an alum of Martin University must uphold. That's why I read the mission. It must uphold the mission and must always think about the founder. And when I looked at what was being said and all the people who chimed in it, they took a person, and this is not about me, but it was directed at me. They took a person that you probably don't even know and don't know my word.
Don't
and
know
these are the
your history or nothing.
affiliated with you, McGill.
Right. No, they were not.
Who now are online They have taken all the hood, all the people who probably wouldn't care nothing about Martin University, who was inside Martin University, who are now writing posts to say get rid of Martin University simply because they had a good time at Martin University.
Now, let me say this. The 3 individuals that I connected with were not any of those individuals that put the post. That young man came in, the Greg guy, he came in and did pictures and videos, I believe. That was it. Never met the guy before in my life. And I just recently
Probably
seen.
shouldn't invite him back. That's just my opinion.
I mean, I don't have nothing to do with what they do anymore. I mean, outside of the Love Jones Cafe, that's their thing that they do. I mean, I was told it was successful what they do, but I've never been there. However, then I don't even know all the stuff that you've been getting, man. All the rhetoric because I even seen another guy of mine's, man. I'm gonna reach out to him because he put something up, and I'm like, I just saw that this morning about 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, dang, why would you? And he wasn't even there. All these individuals that were putting stuff up about you wasn't even at the event, man.
Sure.
They're trying.
So I'm gonna say this, man. This is just my belief. Okay, these are some notes that I just kind of wrote down, and I'm gonna run them by you.
Okay.
And I wrote why Father Boniface Hardin would likely be disappointed. And I said, 1, mission drift from the people he built Martin for. Father Boniface founded Martin University to serve 1, Black students, 2, adult learners, 3, first-generation college students, 4, low-income and working-class Hoosiers. Martin was never meant to be elite, exclusive, or market-chasing. It was meant to be accessible, pastoral, and community-rooted. Leadership decisions that prioritized optics, branding, or institutional survival over student access and community trust would deeply trouble him. 2, the loss of moral courage in crisis. Father Boniface believed leadership meant standing with people in hard moments, not retreating behind boards, consultants, or silence. Today's leadership response to crisis: abrupt decisions, limited transparency, minimal engagement with alumni, faculty, and community. It would feel administrative and not pastoral. He believed leaders should explain why, not just announce the what.
Right.
The other thing is this, and this is what really stuck out to me. It's failure to protect the institution's soul. I said the body lives, but the soul has vacated the body. Father Boniface often emphasized servant leadership, collective responsibility, and human dignity over efficiency. The suspension of operations and loss of accreditation signaled not just financial failure, but a breakdown in stewardship. And the other thing is this: if they failed, if this school failed, if the leaders failed it first. And when I look at this and I look at all the stuff that's taken place, to the degree where I'm looking at these young men who have now get out here in public and say all this, and to the degree of opening up Martin University to a group of people who didn't care nothing about school, who are now allies of this goon squad that got to come into school, who are now turning and saying, close it down. And then just looking at it as if it's not an institution of education, but a party zone. Give us any building, we'll fill it, we'll turn it out, we'll do this, and F everybody else. And you're saying that to the advocate. They said that to the advocate, someone who is holding y'all's feet to the fire about keeping the school open. So this is what makes me and the community say, what the hell are y'all doing? Because now it's getting worse. And the one question I'm gonna ask you in before we get off here is, what do you think the governor thinks now that y'all turned Martin into honoring parties as opposed to honoring education?
So again, I love that. I might have to come over there and steal that from you, because everything you said is correct. And that I will start from the leadership from top. You know, again, this university is solely ran by a board of trustees who doesn't care about it. who all are educators. Like, I mean, they all receive some type of degrees. The young man who's in charge of the board is an attorney. Um, and then it goes from there to the president of the university, but then was Sean Holston. All that goes is just the lack of care or anything like that. All the way down, you can even say me, but I came into this position, and I do believe that my position as the alumni president, because I can break it down from when I first became president to our administration to today, what we done. But that goes outshadowed because why? Because the university is actually shut down. So you're totally correct when it comes to what you believe that Father Harding might be upset about or disgusted about. But
he would be told. Listen, you got a young man right here, and I'm gonna read this really quickly. Boad. My issue is that you are signaling out our event as we are part of the demise of Martin. When events like this and more have been, since we talk education, have been going on for years. So when I look at this, I'm like, that's not what happened. But I could tell how disconnected this young man is because he's not been keeping up with what's going on with Martin.
Right.
So when he comes on there and says, we're being signaled out, you're not being signaled out. You just happen to be in the building that we've been talking about, that I've been talking about for the past year. And all of a sudden you come on, no one said anything about you. Nobody said your name. I shared the event. Everybody don't know this. I shared the event. I shared the event first.
Correct.
So you reached out to me. All of a sudden, you got your panties in a bunch, and you coming at me because you walked into something that was already moving.
Well,
and all of a sudden, instead of saying, "Hey, my brother, I ain't gotta disrespect you. I ain't gotta do this. I ain't gotta call you a bitch or a hoe or nothing like that," I can just say, "Bro, hey man, we really didn't know all this drama was going on with Martin, bro. And we had an event, and it worked out." And the hypocritical of this young man, he watched me post on there, "I'm glad y'all had a good time." It was never. This is why reading is important. It was never about y'all's event. I care about the educational institution. Everybody who can go there right now can read that. The unfortunate part about it is when you decide to become sensitive, you will pull a trigger without knowing what you just heard. So therefore, what I'm seeing is one of them people who get all upset without knowing what's going on and make key decisions and then look like a fool in public. Because if they notice all that yapping that they did yesterday, the only people that liked it was them. Because everybody that know me know what I stand for.
Right.
So then I look and he says, your opinion is not the truth. That's why it's called an opinion. That's another reason why Martin University must be open. Because anybody knows that an opinion doesn't have to be truth. That's why it's called an opinion. So these are the things that these people come on here trying to battle somebody that I'm trying to sit here and teach. This is why the education is more important than the party. Because here you are battling over all this stuff where there's no battle needed.
Well, listen, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Breon was one of the brothers that I did. He is part of the Love Jones Cafe, a great guy. And you know who Breon is when if I tell
absolutely
you
know.
Hold up, wait a minute. If I tell you who his mother is,
I already talked to his mother.
Okay, so yeah, you know. So the brother never said,
and that's what's tripping me out.
Hold up. No one in that group between myself and the Love Joe's Cafe, there's three brothers on there, never said anything negative.
Hold on. Can I say this? This is Brianna Dupree. She has a problem with listening as well. Those were the names that I was called. Greg, I feel that we don't need to stoop to name calling and disrespect around important conversations like this. Those aren't the names I didn't call those. Those
you didn't call nobody that. They called you.
I was called.
Yeah. And so great. You know,
at some point, either stay in the conversation or get off of it.
Because my problem was like you told me at first, yo, Senior DeWitt, that's my name on there. This is not towards you, but since you're a part of that, this and that. But then you called my real name out on your live. I'm like, hold up, bro, I'm right here now. Because and again, we didn't, the Love Jones Cafe members, the three brothers and myself, has nothing to do with anybody that said anything negative. But the problem is they tagged us in those posts that was directed towards you. the thing
Well, I mean,
is,
the
I
brother
don't
on
think
here
the
right
whole
now
team.
called me goofy. I mean,
Who's that?
Brianna called me goofy, and I was like, wow, interesting.
Oh wow. Well then, let's see. I'm not sure. Well, I reached out to you personally. Again, I don't. I'm not ready to do all that stuff, man, because I know who you are and I know your resume. But people, like I told people before, they're upset about what Greg Merriweather. They are upset by the truth that you tell. They don't like the way that you tell it. But it's. I
Sure.
mean, why sugarcoat it? I mean,
Yeah, it's the truth.
The university is closed. I understand that. But again, the end of the university sent out an email in December saying that we would still honor everything. So again, there's conferences that pulls out major conferences. There are individuals that still are holding up to their conferences, their meetings, their like I said, my vice president, Pastor Danielle Howard, has his evolve this weekend. But the thing is, also understand this: with the education that Martin University alumni that was giving at that university, we're going to use that. I'm going to use my education however I can to help that university if I can. I'm going to use that because I mean I would tell you a lot of things, like even when you brought up the library, Dr. White, we had a petition going to bring the library to where the church is in the university. But Brightdale, Martindale wanted to get that liquor store out. That's why they put the library right there. We wanted the library on the campus. But see, people don't know that because it's outshadowed over their agenda. Like their agenda is their agenda, and they're going to get to their agenda by any means necessary. Like I do believe their agenda to shut down the university, and that's what they done. Period.
Yeah. Well,
There's a
here's what I would tell you, brother.
Mhm.
As a leader, I still see Brother Boyd on here. As a leader, one, as a 52-year-old man, knowing who this brother's mother is,
Yeah.
they don't understand that there are some people who can find out their business and pull the plug. They don't know that a lot of people that they feel that they're affiliated with highly respect certain people. And then when you get out here and you take one black man who is from the mud, who ran for mayor in 23, who's held the position that I have held, and you call him a bitch or goofy, know
Yeah.
that you call him more than me a bitch or goofy. And I think that at some point as a leader, you, brother, have to pull them brothers to the side and be like, y'all have no idea what y'all doing. Because if you really want to, see, they think gangsters in the street.
Gangster behind them desks.
They don't realize the gangsters behind them desks.
Behind the desk.
And when it's all said and done, I'm not going to stoop to that level. I can do this all day and have these conversations all day. And when I'm mentally mature, then I know that I don't stoop to name calling. I don't stoop to doing stuff because here's what happens when you get emotional. You lose all your business.
Yeah.
Simply because your emotions allowed you to destroy. And you think you're destroying me. And at the end of the day, all you're doing is destroying yourself. So I need you, brother, to reel in these guys because you had a relationship with them, not me.
Mm-hmm.
But on Father Boniface Harden, for you to be this guy and you to be, I see you got your iota sweater on.
Oh, yeah,
you
I'm
know
always
too many principles to be affiliated with anything that operates outside the principles that you say that you stand for.
correct.
And I just
again,
ask y'all to do this, man, in closing, is that figure out what it is that y'all gonna do with Martin University. Put the plan out in public. Don't and we gotta just stop with the Martin University stuff at this point, in my opinion, because it's too many messages and there's too many people that have that have unanswered questions. So I'll let you have the final statements, brother. What you want to leave us with?
I love that because you never really hear me or see me. Like I said, I'm there fighting, man. And I challenge your listeners and your viewers to help me out to get in contact with the Joseph Perkins, the Max Siegels. These are very big names in this city who are sit on the top of Martin University executive trustee board. These are the guys that's making the decision about my university. I do believe that they're trying to sell my university. That's just what it is. until they get on records and say they're not, then I'm gonna keep saying it. Again, I'm not the person that's gonna sit on any type of channel 813 whatever and cry and bitch and complain. I love your podcast because it gives people opportunity to learn. But if you care about Martin University and if you want to see some type of education, a black education succeed, start calling out individuals like Joseph Perkins. All he got to do is just meet with me. That's it. That's it. And then for any former student, any student that needs anything, all they have to do is just go online. And I'm telling you, it works because I'm still there. I know people are still there. Go online, request your transcripts. And if you're going to another university, that university can request your transcripts from the Higher Learning Commission, period.
All right. Well, brother, that's it, man. I appreciate you for coming on, brother, and sharing with us. We appreciate you taking the time. I know it ain't the easiest thing to do, but at the end of the day, man, these are the conversations that we need to have. So that one, we can clear some air up and get some people to think. Listen, even for the people who are on here, if you feel things weren't answered the way you wanted to answer, listen, you got your answer, and we just roll with whatever it is. But let's continue to move forward, man. It's all about community. For me, it's all about community, education, development, all the things that Brother Boniface heart and stood for. And man, we're gonna continue giving the unmitigated truth. I appreciate you, Brother McGill. I'm sure we'll catch up, have a cigar or something, and chop it up, brother.
Most definitely will.
Yes, all right, sir. Brother, I appreciate you. Thank you. So, man, that's been my brother, man. I appreciate it. It's been real. I just ask that y'all continue to, share the podcast. Y'all already know I come on here for purpose. It ain't to tear nobody down. At the end of the day, I think that when emotion is taken out and people just begin to listen, that they'll understand that, man, this person is about us getting it. This is about building Black empowerment. There is a reason for what I do. Yes, sometimes it does not feel good, but at the end of the day, I promise you that if you take heed to some of the things that I tell you and you learn and you listen, what it is that you're trying to do, you'll find that I'm the biggest advocate you could possibly have. So we're going to leave it at that, man. This has been y'all brother, Greg Merriweather. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have an excellent day. We'll catch up soon. 317 all day.